So, hi everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Apologies that we had to start late because of some technical issues, but we are good now. Thank you for joining. Please, in the comment section, just let us know where you are joining from. Let us know where you are joining from. Thank you. Thank you for joining. And since we are behind schedule, we're just going to go into it right away. After incorporation, what next? We have been looking forward to this for a very long time, and thankfully, we are here now. So, wherever you're joining us from, just let us know in the comment section. Yeah, thank you. So, our speakers are already on ground as well. So, we're just going to go right into it. Like we've been announcing, we have three sessions. We're going to talk about legal, we're going to talk about taxes, and then we're going to talk about marketing. So I want to plead with you to stay through each session because you're going to learn a lot. And please just get your questions ready because our speakers are going to answer your questions. You're going to get clarity today. Right, so let's go right into it. I am going to be starting with the legal presentation. Yes, I'm going to be starting off. So, my name is Pearl, and I have over 9 years' experience as a legal practitioner. And I enjoy corporate law, and I've been doing that for quite some time now. I love helping businesses stay legally compliant so that they can avoid, unnecessary legal costs in their business. You don't need to. You don't need to. Um, you don't need to learn the hard way, basically. So that's what my mantra is all about. And then if you are following my post on social media, you're going to see that part of me. So that's just a little brief intro. Don't worry. For the other speakers, I'm going to give a very robust profile about them. But for me, let me stay humble. Right, let's get right into it. Yes, after incorporation, what next? Hope you can see my screen. Please, if you can see the slides, please just let me know. Thank you. After incorporation, what next? This is all about laying the legal foundation for a compliant and protected business. We're all about protecting your business. So you have to lay the right legal foundation for that. It's just like you want to start building a house, your foundation matters a lot. Your foundation matters a lot. So that is what this lesson is about. Please give me a minute. Okay. Thank you. So that is what this legal session is all about. Now, let's get into the introduction. Please let me know if you can hear me very well and if you can see my slides as well, so that I will know that I'm getting some reactions out here. Right. Why legal foundations matter after incorporation? That is why this webinar. Why was this webinar put together? What's the importance of this webinar? Thank you very much, Ebuka, for telling me you can see my screen clearly. There are three reasons why this webinar was put together. Just three reasons, three important reasons. Number one, registration is the beginning, not the finish line. So, in case you've registered your business and you've been wondering what next, or you feel like that is it, you've done what you're supposed to do, and that is just it. No, it's the beginning. It's the beginning. You just started a whole journey. You haven't even, gone a long way yet. You just started. So that's like the beginning. It's not the finish line. So there's a whole world of responsibilities you have after you have registered. Number two, your post incorporation steps will determine how protected and professional your business will be. So the steps you take after you've registered your business are very key to showing how professional, number one, because you are serving customers and you're trying to pitch yourself to potential investors as well. So you need to show that you're professional. You need to show that you're in for business, and that's the reason why people that use, the same accounts, your personal account for business, you may not be taken seriously in some spaces. If you want to be taken seriously, there are other steps you need to take beyond just having your registration. And also, it will show how protected your business is as well. You don't want to be running a business that is not protected. You don't want to be running a business that will run you at risk for any reason at all. That is the reason why you must take further steps after registering. You don't want to come and have your business premises sealed off because you didn't comply. You don't want to have your account frozen because you haven't complied with some steps. So that is the reason for this class, to expose you to the things you need to know. And then finally, oh, sorry. Many businesses fail or collapse because they ignore some basic steps, which we are going to be looking at in this class today. Now, what are some post incorporation essentials? What are some post incorporation essentials that you need to take note of? So, post incorporation means after incorporation, right? The things after. Now you have registered your business or your company. What is the next thing? Step one is to build your legal structures early. Build your legal structures early. Whatever kind of structure you have, but we need to even start from the kind of structure you have. If you are supposed to be running a limited company and you are using a business name, right? You're already on starting on the wrong foot, but that is not where we are going to start from right now. Now, whatever you've registered because you want to get into business, you need to get your legal structures early. The first thing is to open a corporate bank account to separate business and personal finance. This also helps you with tax compliance and builds investor confidence in your business. Like I just mentioned, you don't want to have somebody asking you that, okay, they want to partner with you or want to invest in your business. Send us your account details, and you're sending a personal account. It's not going to tell well. And then if you're using your personal account to collect funds, and then you collect funds to some extent, that account can actually be frozen for the kind of transactions you are running with it, right? Somebody just calls you for a big contract, come and supply maybe 1,000 plates of food for a program, and then the sum is going to be in hundreds or even millions of naira, and then you are using a personal account to collect uh, that money. It can lead to a lot of things, right? It can lead to a lot of things. That account can be flagged, and that is if the persons that are contracting you actually take you serious enough, to pay that money into a personal account. So get a business account. It positions you for investment. It makes you look like you know what you're doing. It makes people know that you're in for serious business. I mean, if you are, for example, you're running an NGO, you've not registered your NGO, but you've started raising funds for a particular cause and all of that, and you're sending this account, your personal account number, to the public to buy into what you're doing. It's a very wonderful cause. Probably you want to reach out to widows, you want to reach out to orphans, and how is the public going to be sure, right, that you're not going to actually pocket that money, since it's actually going to your personal account? So there's no way to tell. But if there is a corporate account ahead, to make people rest assured that yes, it's going to be used for the right cause. So that is very important. I think you need to take that. I think you need to take note of that. If you're jotting, write it down. Separate my business and personal finance by getting a business account for my business. Number two, obtain relevant licenses for your business. Whatever kind of business you're running, if you are running a food business, you will need NAFDAC license, because NAFDAC, regulates Food and Drugs Agency, as well as if you're running a pharmacy or you're a pharmacist, you need NAFDAC license. You need, if you're into money lending, please, if you know anybody or you are running all these loan apps, you need to ensure that they have this money lenders license. Otherwise, they are breaching the law, and they are going to be prosecuted. People that are borrowing money on a business level, you just have money so much, or you're just borrowing it out. If you are caught, it's actually an offense for you to be lending money to people on a large scale when you're not registered with when you don't have this money lenders license. So if you are into finance, you're having a finance company, you need CBN license. Of course, you know you can't even start operations without that. If you're into oil and gas, there is this NUPRC license, DPR. There are so many of them. You need to know the exact area you're functioning in oil and gas and get the requisite license. You can't do you can't say you are doing business without getting properly licensed. So that's the second thing you need to do immediately after you are registered. Number three, your intellectual property protection. If you follow some of my recent posts, I always say it that your CAC registration is not enough to protect your brand. What CAC registration does is to give you the rights to do business. Now you have the rights to do business, right? You have the right to do business, but your brand, the name itself, you understand, is not protected. Somebody else can register that name, that your business name. The person will register it as a trademark. The person can even be using it under another business name, right? Another registration, and the person will be using that brand name, to do a lot of things, maybe put out some products in the market, and there is nothing you can do, you know. It will even force you to get another business name entirely and start all over again, because that person using your business name, your CAC business name as a trademark, it will rub off the goodwill that your business has in the hearts of people because they don't know which is which. It's going to be confusing. So once you register your business, the next thing is to register mark. If you have a logo, register it as well. If you have a specific brand color, you can register it as well as a trademark, right? And then if you have a software like your website, you can get a copyright for it, and those other things. If you're having a new products, you can patent your inventions and as well. So these things, they protect you, they make sure that nobody can use them other than you. And if anybody has to use them, you can go after them, you can actually sue them. So like somebody else takes your business name and starts to use it, or somebody takes your trademark name and starts to use it for any reason, and we can see that the person is getting some financial gains from using your trademark, you can actually go after that person. You can sue the person. You can literally sue the person, and the person can even be forced, all the gains they've made, they'll have to either give everything to you or share a part of it with you. So it's another way. You can also assign your trademark to someone to use for a period of time. It's another way for you to make money from your registered trademark. So it's very, very important. You should actually write it down also, that yes, I need to get a trademark for my registration. So it goes beyond just registering with the CAC. All right, post incorporation continued. We have to look at protecting yourself with contracts. We have to look at protecting yourself with contracts, right? I've always said it. If you follow me closely, you will know that I keep saying it. I don't agree to gentleman's contracts, gentleman's agreement. I know him, he knows me. We are members of the same church. He's my uncle, he's my auntie. No. When it comes to business, if you take your business serious, then you will know that you cannot allow just word of mouth to be the only thing that you will rely on for anything you want to do in your business, right? So you will need to write it down. If it's not written down, there's no way to to lay hold of it, right? There's no way to lay hold of it. We're not saying that oral contract is invalid. It's very valid, but where you need your evidence, where you need to take note, to remember. Sometimes you have WhatsApp chats with a client, and then the client come and is saying something. All you need to do is to scroll. You can even use a keyword to search, and the whole chat will come up. Everything, you will see everything that yes, this is what was exactly said. That is how contracts are. And then contracts, are more streamlined, are more, put together than your WhatsApp chat. That is why you should go beyond just chatting and actually put it into a proper agreement where both parties will sign. And then nobody can say, oh, I didn't say that, because it's clearly written. And that is why if also you are getting a contract, or somebody is getting a contract with you, somebody brought a contract to you for whatever business you have with that person, make sure you review it. Don't just sign. Make sure you also review it, because it has to reflect what your truths as far as that thing is concerned, it has to reflect that as well, not just the person's side. So it's not tilted to one side. It has to favor both sides basically. So contracts help with documentation and evidence of obligations. You need service contracts with your clients, right? You want to serve your clients with a particular obligation or with a particular service in your business. You need a service contract with that client. You need vendor or supplier agreements with your vendors. Your vendors are meant to supply you at a particular time. Write everything down. Employment contract with your staff. Don't employ anybody that doesn't have a contract with your office or with you. A non-disclosure agreement for all relevant stakeholders. Should you have business trade secrets? So you want to protect your trade secrets with what's a non-disclosure agreement. And then important clauses in your agreement should include terms of payment, deliverables and timelines, exit strategies, and ownership of intellectual property. These are very, very key clauses in your agreement. So when you're even being given an agreement, right? Someone wants to do something which and the person tells you, my lawyer is drafting something. These are some things you by yourself can check. If you don't have access to a lawyer, you don't have your lawyer, that is helping you in your business, you can just look out for these things. You can do that by yourself, right? You can look out for it. You can read through, understand, and understand what the implication of that contract is, so that you don't just sign and then you find out that you have signed for more than what you thought you were signing for. Don't rely on gentleman's agreements in your business. Now, let's look at your compliance obligations post incorporation, right? One very important obligation you have is to file your annual returns. Annual returns is filed yearly and it is filed in arrears. So, for example, we're not yet due to file 2025 annual returns. What we are filing currently is 2024, and you file it in 2025. So, as a serious business owner, you should file your annual returns before June 30th every year, so that you will not, have late filing penalties, right? Another obligation you have is to file all your changes with CAC. If you remove someone as a director in your company, make sure you inform CAC. You remove someone as secretary, inform CAC. You change your registered address. Some people will just move. You move your business from the location where you started. Probably you even started inside your house and then you got an office space. You should, you may not take it as important, but it's important as well that you tell CAC, okay, we're no longer in that location, we're in a new location. So you file your registered address with CAC. Then other compliance obligations you have is to get industry relevance, is to comply with the industry that you are, right? For you to continue to be a practitioner in a particular industry. For example, you're in the real estate industry, you know that you're supposed to register with REDAN, right? And REDAN, you can only register with REDAN when you have your CAC documents. So it's not just enough to have CAC documents. For you to be recognized as a practitioner in real estate, you need to go and get that license. For you to be recognized as someone that is an engineering, for example, you're running an engineering firm, you need to get your current, right? You are into transportation business, you need to register with FRSC, get your vehicle licensing. If you don't have all these documents, if the people around you, the officials, right, if they come to you, they come to your place of business, or they just they just know, even if you're online, they find out, that you're running a business in this industry in their vicinity and you don't have this license, it can become an issue for you. And then it will not be good because you are getting legal advice and you're not doing the right thing. So it's not going to tell well on the person that is advising you. So you have to listen to this advice now. And if you are running a particular, there are some businesses that have unions. For example, you are doing hairdressing, you are doing tailoring, you are riding keke. They have unions. Those unions, they get certifications from the local governments, right? So you need to register with the union and get your local government's license to practice for the period of time. Make sure that you ask the union leader. People will pay union dues, so you can ask, what are the how my business is not going to be falling short of being registered with local government for this period of time. So all those things, you are into a business that it's going to affect human health a lot. You need to get HSC certification. You need to make sure that your environment is healthy enough for people. You are having a lot of people come into your business. You are running a food business, you are into oil and gas. You need HSC certification. If you're into manufacturing, you need SON. and all of that. So just ensure that you get good legal advice, expert legal advice on the kind of licenses that is needed for that particular industry, so that you avoid unnecessary costs. Because by the time those people come for you and you don't have the licenses, you will pay, and you won't just pay to get the license, you will pay them for failing to get it as I went you. Or if it's something that has backlogs, you will get a lot of backlogs for not having that certificates as you were supposed to. If you have employees in your company, please get employment compliance documents, NSITF, PENCOM, ITF, and then make sure that your employment contract complies with labor law provisions. It's not a small thing if you get into employment disputes. It's not a small thing at all. So make sure that you take note of all of that, and then you have the compliance obligation of tax. There's tax obligations. But if you don't understand your taxes, and our tax expert is already around, she's going to do justice to all of that in the next session. Then you need to keep proper legal and financial records. Keep your record, keep all your payment receipts, right? Make sure you are keeping your payment receipt. Don't just be careless with your records. Keep your records very well. Then comply with data protection. If you are running a business where you have access to a lot of customers' data, make sure that you are complying with data protection, so that you don't get into problem with that as well. Now, how can you avoid costly legal mistakes? How can you avoid costly legal? We're trying to make sure that you avoid costly legal mistakes in business. Now, how can you go about that? These are some common pitfalls that some business owners find themselves falling into. Number one, poor legal structure. Like I was saying at the beginning, you are running a business name, whereas it's supposed to be a limited company. Now, you may want to ask me that why is limited company better than business name? It's better in a lot of ways. So people are avoiding limited company because of tax obligations. Even as a business and even as a business name owner, you will still pay taxes. Are you not supposed to pay taxes as an individual? Yes, you pay your normal individual taxes. So why won't you pay taxes for your limited company as well? Limited company it has better structure. And if you are looking to expand, you're looking to get investments, limited company is the best way to go, right? Limited company has what we call perpetual succession. It will outlive you. You want to create a legacy company. You want to do family business, one that will outlive you. It's with limited company. You can't do it with business name. Then you want the business to be separate from you. For example, if anything happens and you run into liabilities with your business name, you will be personally liable. But if you run into liabilities with a limited company, the company will be liable for itself because it is seen as a separate person. They will come after the assets of the limited company, not your personal assets as a business owner. So go for a limited company. You can even do 100,000 shares. If you don't want to do 1 million shares, you can do 100,000. Just make sure that you have the correct legal structure. There are still other kinds of structure. We have public companies. We have limited by guarantee. We have unlimited companies. But the one that is relevant to you, especially if you are just starting, I think limited company is very okay for you. Another mistake that many business owners make is that they don't secure their intellectual property protection. I've talked about that before. You feel like it's just your CSC. No, it goes beyond your CSC. You need to get intellectual property protection. Another mistakes business owners make is to ignore tax obligations. When tax penalties catch you in the front, you will know that it's not a small thing. And some people just ignore it because nobody will necessarily come and knock on your door, pay your tax. No, it's something that you have to decide by yourself. But there is a time that they will actually come and knock on your door. And when they are coming to knock on your door, they are coming with penalties. They are coming with the one you've not paid many years behind. They will bring everything and they will add to it. So make sure you learn about your taxes before you need to know about it. Learn it and pay it, and follow it up. Make sure that you're not lagging in your taxes. And that mistakes people make, mixing business and personal finance. Don't make that mistake. Another one is hiring or doing business without contracts. That one, you're exposing yourself to risk, you're exposing yourself to liabilities. Another one is not renewing licenses when due. That one is problem too. So make sure that you avoid these legal pitfalls. And how can you do that? Start early and with the proper structure. In case you have not registered your business here, it's a very good time for you to consider all of these that we have talked about and know what you should be doing next. Get the proper structure and then set the foundations, everything that we have been saying since your trademark and all. Set the foundations so that you can continue to build on it and then have a very great and legally safe business in the future. Number two, get professional legal advice. You can't do without it though. Don't think that lawyers are expensive or lawyers are just after your money. No. If you consider, if you weigh the two together, you getting into problem later for not having a legal an expert legal personnel on your team or access to expert legal advice. If you wait, you will know that your legal expenses is nothing actually compared to what you will suffer, you know, if you don't have that proper legal advice. And then also outsource professional services. Don't try to do everything by yourself. You will just be doing it by trial and error. Trial and error will make you to spend more. So if things like your accounting, what is your taxes, you know, give them out, outsource them to professionals. That's what they are trained to do to help you with your financial records, help you with your books and everything. So make sure that you stay safe while you're focusing on your own business. You are focusing on what you know how to do best. Allow people that know what to do best to do it for you in your business. And then keep proper records, like I've said, so that whenever you need your evidence, you will have it as well. Final words. Lay the groundwork now, not later. Don't postpone. Whatever you are hearing now, don't postpone. Having a registered business does not translate to being automatically protected. Your legal foundations will test how investor ready you are or if your clients can take you seriously. Creating a legacy company starts from here. Your legal foundations, everything that we have been saying. Now, this is my question for you, and if you have an answer to it, please put it in the comment section. Are you doing your business with legal clarity, or are you doing them based on assumptions? Please, I need an answer in the comment section. Are you doing your business with clarity, or you are making assumptions when it comes to your legals? Let me know in the comment section. So thank you. You can connect with me on any of my social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can send me a mail, you can send me a WhatsApp message. These are my details for that. So yes. And then if you have questions from this session, please drop them in the comment section as well. If you have any question, drop them in the comment section. Yeah, I'm done. You're doing your business with consultations. Ebuka, what do you mean you're doing your business with legal consultation? Please, as a beginner or new company, is it mandatory to hire a lawyer now? Let me show this question. It says, please, as a beginner or new company, is it mandatory to hire a lawyer now, or that can be done as the company grows big? Your legal is important, right? Your legal is important. I don't know how best to answer that question. If you can afford to get a lawyer, get a lawyer. It will help you, right? So it doesn't matter if you get a lawyer now or you want to wait for problem to come before you get a lawyer. Why are you doing that, Mr. McPeter? So get a lawyer as soon as possible, as soon as you start business. In fact, you may not have the capacity, right, to get maybe a lawyer or retainer, but at least have access to a legal expert that you can ask questions so that you don't, so that you can, do the right thing at the right time and don't do anything that will not benefit your business in the long run. All right, we can only take one question for this section so that we can move on to the next section, which is our session on taxes. I'll be bringing up our speaker now. But if you still have questions on this section, just just still drop them in the comment section. We'll have a separate time, right? We're going to have a separate time. We're going to have a separate time for questions. Thank God I have you here. Okay. I have a legal practitioner I consult for legal advice. Thank you for this session. For a company that was incorporated early this year, when do you start paying taxes? Prosper, that question is going to be answered when our tax expert comes on board. So I'm just going to read her profile right now. Hello, Mrs. Kike. We're happy to have you here.
Hi, good evening.
So before
I'm
you
happy
take
to
the
be
stage,
here
I
too.
thank you. I just before you take the stage, I just want to read your profile briefly so that people can know, you know, the kind of powerhouse we are having here with us. So Mrs. Kike is a dynamic and accomplished professional. She's a first class graduate in accounting, and she earned recognition as the best student in her department and faculty. She holds an MBA in taxation with distinction, a member of ICANN and CITN. She has honed tax expertise through participation in various programs, conferences, including the prestigious World Bank Group Youth Summit in 2024. That's just the brief of her profile. That's to tell you that she's an authority when it comes to taxes. So I would advise you, all right, to listen carefully because she's an expert in this field and she will have all the answers to your question. Thank you, Mrs. Kike. Over to you.
All right. Thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity. I don't take it for granted. And it's good that when we are talking about taxes, we can't separate tax from law. And I appreciate the fact that I'm the one coming next after because it's just like continuation of what you have been saying. Oh, good, great. So, in our discussion today, I'll be talking about starting with the facts. What are the facts we should know as a business owner? Are you a owner of a business or a company? What are the facts you should know when we are talking about taxes as it relates to your business? Then applicable business taxes, registration guidelines, deadlines and penalties to avoid, tax checklist, tax reduction strategies. Then we'll now move to our Q&A. So let's get into it. Please move to the next slide. Yes, as I was explaining, nobody wants to pay tax. Even Dangote, that is one of the richest man in Africa, does not want to pay tax because nobody wants to pay a part with their hand-earned money without benefit. However, tax payment is a legal obligation. I will see that in FIRS Act 2007. Evading taxes is a criminal offence. That means that if you feel, oh, they are not, I have not seen them, they have not come to my place, they have not sent me message, I have not seen their this, they don't even know I'm operating. One day, they actually know, you might pay through your nose. So, and you might not even end in payments alone, you could be sued. So I know my our lawyer is here to also confirm that. So compliance is always cheaper, less stressful and far better than enforcement. Compliance is always cheaper, and that is why we are coming with this message this evening, that as a business owner, let's not take taxes as a levity, because I've seen that most times that is what used to happen to our to new the newest CEOs, entrepreneurs and all that. We feel, oh, I'm still making little money, what am I making, why would they be demanding tax from me, how much am I making it? Even as small as your business is, ensure you do due diligence. Sometimes you might not literally pay tax, but you just need to file. So what are the common mistakes funders make? Number one, failing to register for relevant taxes. You know, a lot of people will just be like, why do I need to register? What I'm even doing, people don't know. Yes, you might feel people don't know, but even with this new law that is coming on board 2026, with your bank statement, they will know that you are doing business, except your money will not be coming through bank. Then two, ignoring tax deadlines. Yes, we have people, some people have actually registered for taxes, but they fail to do the needful. Those deadlines, when you need to file, when you need to do this, they do that, you just feel like, since I've registered, at least they know I'm here. So then another thing is not keeping proper business records. Those are the issues we used to have. Yes, some people would, yeah, they will even be in tax net, they will be paying taxes, but failing to keep proper business records for your business used to affect people when it comes to taxes, because you see that they will just slam you liabilities, and that's why you see when um the tax authority come, they will just do BOJ for you, best of judgment. You don't have records to prove that this is how much you have made, and they will just give you, and you see a business that is not up to 5 million, they will just give you 1 million naira tax liability. How do you want to resolve that? But once you have your records intact, you have all your business transactions, your sales, your purchases, you have these things intact, there won't be issue. Then mixing personal and business accounts. I think my sister mentioned earlier, As a business owner, ensure you have a business account separately. Recently, I worked on a client's account, bank statements, and I noticed that all, in fact, when I look through the bank statements, a company bank statement too, I see that most of the some transactions there are personal. And you know what? When you give that to tax authority, they don't want to believe that it is not from your business. They will feel you are hiding something. So they will slam you based on what they see on your account. Or maybe they even ask you to present your business account. You now present your personal account. How will that sound? So those are mistakes that founders make. Then waiting for penalties before acting. And that could be dangerous. Waiting for tax authority to locate you before you have even means you are hiding something for the years you have not worked on or that you didn't work at all. So please let's move to the next slide. So these mistakes, we need to note them, and in the course of this webinar, I will also tell us how we can avoid all these mistakes and what to put in place. So for a business owner or someone that has registered either business name or company, what are the applicable taxes? I made this as simple as possible. I don't want to use legal terms. I see that my sister too did not quote any law, and when she was presenting, and to make it very easy and simple to understand. So for business, you see that the first one is if you register as a business name. She said earlier, and that was why I said my presentation is a continuation. She said earlier that your business, for a business name, is not separate from you as individual. There's no in law you are not separated. So that means that for business name you will still be filing PIT, personal income tax, then withholding tax, stamp duties, development levy, business premises levy, signage and advertisement. I'll dwell more on PIT and withholding tax. And why I'm doing that is they are very key and germane for business owners, people with business name. When you want to file for your business, they don't differentiate you and your business, and that is why when you are filing for your business, it's as if you are filing for yourself. So both the income you have from that business and if you have income from other engagement too, that is what will be summed up to assess you for PIT, personal income tax. You see that I did not mention payee. Payee is for those that are under employment. So you only file for payee for your staff if you have staff working under you. But if you don't have staff working under you, you will be filing for PIT for yourself. And that is done every year. But I used to advise that for personal income tax, don't wait till the end of the year. You can just maybe set a percentage. Maybe you be using withholding tax method, 5% of whatsoever you make every month. Go and pay with them. So that at the end of the year, most time what used to happen is at the end of the year, when I worked on a business name bank statement recently, and when I analysed the bank statement, the liability was huge. She was not like, have I made up to this? Did I really make up to this? I was like, it's huge because you are getting it at the end of the year. If you have been paying little by little, yes, at the end of the year, when you assess yourself, maybe you have 500,000 to pay. But those little by little that you have been paying to them, you combine it, you would have paid maybe 400,000. You just pay 100,000 to just net off, and you'll be even be you have access to what we call TCC, tax clearance certificate. So PIT is key, and it's very easy. You can even calculate it yourself. And with the new tax laws too, they have even made it more simpler. You don't really need tax practitioner, but I would say that you will still need tax professional, because there are things that they could help you with that will reduce your liability. But when you know yourself, it's something you can, there are even tax calculators online. You can do it yourself and see, oh, this is my liability, and pay. So withholding tax now, yes, people have even asked, why will I give people why will I give people invoice, or maybe they will engage me and they will deduct money from my pay. They will say one withholding tax. What am I going to use this for? Yes, it is also based on law. It is legal that they deduct withholding tax from your pay. If the transaction you are dealing with, if it has to do with withholding tax, they will deduct. But their withholding tax is just like they are helping you to save for your tax liability at the end of the day. Because all those withholding tax, just ensure that once they deduct from your pay, get evidence that it has been remitted. That's what we call withholding tax credit note. So is that credit note that you now tender at the end of the year to reduce your tax liability. And I see that most times you see that people that engage us and deduct withholding tax, they will just deduct, they will not remit. You have the right to ask anybody that have engaged you that once you have deducted my money, I need to see evidence that it has been remitted. So stamp duties, it's just duties on when you have things that you need to stamp duty based on your business, then stamp duty comes in. Development levy majorly has to do with local government, then state also collect development levy, especially on employment. But it's now going global now because development levy is now even adopted under Nigerian tax law. But let's not go into that. We will maybe probably have other sessions on that for the new Nigerian tax law. But as at today, development levy state collects. Also, some states collect. Let me not say states because I'm not sure if it's all states. Then business premises levy, that has to do with local government, and that's why you see most of our business that have maybe offices and all that, you see local government people coming to say, and you say they have come again. Yes, it is also based on law. So also, the only thing is you need to know what you are liable to pay so that they don't just give you any liability to pay. Then signage and advertisement, this has to do with a lot of our people. You just erect poster, billboard, it's also based on law that they collect for you that you have erected billboard, despite the fact that they are not the one that made it for you. So it is also legal. So those are the major taxes that is required for businesses. So let's go to company taxes. The number one is company income tax. And as of today, for small companies that their turnover is less than 25 million, you are not liable to company income tax. So that means that people that are also engaging you are not supposed to deduct withholding tax from you if your turnover is less than 25 million in a year. But you need to still file, let them know this is what I have made. I have not made up to 25 million. Then for businesses between 25 million and 100 million, you'll be paying 25%. Then businesses with over 100 million turnover in a year, you'll be paying 30% of your profit. That is profit after all, let me just call it net profit. Accountants will know that, but it is based on net profit. I don't want us to go to the technical session, but whatever you made as profit is that 30% that will be charged. Then we have VAT. This has to do with people that has vatable items. VAT is charged on consumptions. And that's why when you go to supermarket, you see some items, they will have VAT 7.5 on it. So there are some businesses too. You are dealing with services business, maybe you are into consulting. Let me use consulting as an example. Yes, you are into consulting business, you are into some people freelance, writing for people, graphic design, all that. All those services are vatable. Then we also have goods that are also vatable. So for all those services, when you are, and that is why you need to understand this, so that when you are presenting your invoice to your clients or customers, you have VAT. Because based on law, if you don't have VAT, you be the one to pay for it. So add VAT, charge it, let them pay you and remit to tax authority. You are not the one to bear the VAT. It is the person that is enjoying the service or getting the goods. Then we have tertiary education tax, which is 2.5% of our accessible tax. Then for companies that are very big, they will understand National Information Technology Development Levy. So withholding tax, I've mentioned that, but withholding tax is not really a tax under law. It is just like you paying tax in advance. You see companies deducting taxes, like I mentioned, under business name too, from your pay. So when they deduct, you have to follow up and ensure that you get what do we call it, credit note, so that you can reduce your tax liability at the end of the year. Then we have capital gain tax, which is on If you are a business owner, either business name or company, if you sell your property, as at today, you need the gains you made on that property. There's how we also calculate the gains you made. We call it capital gains. You need to charge 10% of that gains and remain to tax authority. So these are things, because when they come to you, what you, and that's why I said don't let them come to you first, because at the end of the day, when they come to you and begin to slam you all these things, you will be overwhelmed. So it's better when you go to them first and they know that you are compliant. Even if there are maybe issues with you are not complying fully, they will know that you are a good citizen and you have been complying rather than you are not showing up at all. So we also have stamp duty. Then you have what we call Nigerian Police Trust Fund, which is about I think 1% or so of your accessible profit. Let's move to the next slide because of our time. I hope I'm not taking our time. Oh. So registration guidelines. Now, okay, let me say, oh, maybe I believe that most of us that are registered under CAC should have TIN, tax identification number. But from my experience, I see that people have TIN, but they are not doing anything with it. They have TIN. When you ask them, I have TIN now, but they are not doing anything with it. So it's as if you don't have. Because with that TIN, there are steps you need to take afterwards. You have gotten thing, but you need to, if you are under company, you need to go to FIRS online or physically to register with them, and that is when you are validating that thing for them to bring you fully on board. There's what we call tax promax. That is the platform that FIRS uses now to validate things, and is the platform that taxpayers also use to do filing, payment and all that. So register for thing with either JTB or FIRS, then activate or validate your thing on tax promax if you are a company. Then for a company, you register for VAT, company income tax, withholding at FIRS office. But you don't even really need to bother yourself with automation that they are doing now. Once you validate your thing, automatically it will populate itself what you are supposed to be paying. So all you have to do is begin to file monthly VAT. There is time you file, you see, I'll still talk about that in my next slide. VAT, there is a time you need to file, so you must file monthly for VAT and withholdings. Withholdings, that means all withholding tax that you deducted from your vendors, maybe people that also sells to you. You charge them withholding, you also, and that's why you need, yes, my feel, oh, I'm still just coming up, but you need understanding of all these things, so that some people will just take you for granted and they will not you will not be able to charge them when you're supposed. And the fact is, tax authority will not, this ignorance is not an excuse. Oh, permit me to say that my lawyer, it's not an excuse. So you really need to know more about this thing. So withholding, there are times you charge your customers that, so that you remit to tax authority. Then file annual CIT, that is company income tax returns, within 6 months of year end. For people that their year end on their account is 31st of December every year, that means by June ending you must have filed your company income tax. If you don't file by June ending, that's 6 months after, penalty comes in. And you also look at the penalties in the next slide. So for states, you obtain, after you have obtained tin, you register with your state internal revenue service. So most state internal revenue service too are online. I know of LRS, I know of KWRS, I know of Oyo State, they are online. You can just go to their site and register, even yourself, without going to their this thing, and they will validate for you. Then obtain a state taxpayer identification number. When you register, they will give you, most states also have their identifier. Although generally joint tax board that unite both federal and state, they are working towards ensuring that each taxpayer just have one identification number. So but for now, each state, most states also have that. I know of Lagos, they have taxpayer ID. Kwara too, they have Queen, Kwara residential information identity number, Kwara residential identity number. So that is how states also presently dey do, but I think they are working towards having, and that's why we have JTB thing. They are working towards harmonizing all those things. Then monthly payee returns, if you have staff working under you, and this also applies to people under company, make sure that you, and I see that especially for small companies, they will deduct pay from their staff o, even big companies, and they will not remit because it's part of their salary. So you now imagine you have deducted from my pay and you have not remitted. So that is like suffering in two places. E did not allow me to enjoy my money. If I want CCC now, tax authority will be asking me, you have not been paying, and in the business of it my employer is deducting. So if you are under employment too and you are under this call, follow up on your payee with your employer. Most employers don't want to pay. It is your right, let them pay. So monthly withholding tax returns, then annual tax returns. So withholding you also file monthly, then annual tax returns. This is in two places. For your employer, that you are filing for your employee, that is the pay you have deducted for the whole year, by 31st of January of the following year. That is the deadline for filing for previous year. What do I mean? I'm sorry, I'm taking our time. How many minutes do I have left so that I don't have to rush? So for employer, you can just drop it in the chat box so that I will know how to. So for employer, you have to, if you are filing for 2024, you file for your payee for all your employees before 31st of January. Your returns must be ready. But if you are not filing for yourself, that is extended to 31st of March of the following year. So we need to take note of these deadlines. Okay, thank you. So move to the next slide, please. Okay, deadlines and penalties to avoid as a business owner. I mentioned value added tax the other time. It is monthly and withholding tax. So VAT you file, I mentioned, with FRRS. Withholding, it depends on your business. If you are a under company, if you are a company, you file with FRRS. If you are a business name, you file with state IRS. And you do that monthly or not before 21st day of following month. If you don't, see the penalty. 50,000 naira for first month, 25,000 naira for each subsequent month. And that means that sometimes even the VAT and withholding you want to file is not even up to 10,000 naira, but they are now telling you that the penalty is 50,000. So that means that you see that for you to comply is better than, because you pay the penalty, you still pay the VAT. So it's better you follow the rules of filing month. Even if you don't have any VAT, the rule is there that you file nil VAT. You can file nil VAT. I did not make any transaction that has to do with value added tax. You are a company, file it. Even when you are a business, file that you don't have any transaction for that month. Then the second one is personal income tax payee. If you have staff under you, you do that monthly or not before 10th day of the following month, because by then they believe you would have paid your staff. So, and penalty is 10% of unpaid tax plus CBN monetary policy interest. So then at the end of this monthly, at the end of the year, you now do annual filing, the one I mentioned the other time, that you must do for payee. It should be by 31st of January. Sorry, there's a mistake here. 31st of January annually for payee. So it is under DA, direct assessment, that you have 31st of March annually. So PIT is for employers that are having business name. When those that have company are filing for CIT, you will have to file for personal income tax, and that you need to do annually. But I used to advise business owner that don't wait till the end of the year. The amount will now be very bogus, and you be wanting, and that's why they will now see them asking tax professional, please help us to do something, this money is too much. So you can begin to pay gradually. Then those withholding taxes that are also withholding that is being withheld from your payment, you can also use it to reduce your liability. Then company tax or education tax, I've mentioned that too. Within 6 months after financial year end, you must file. So, and we know what that means. I've explained that earlier. Then penalty is 25,000 for first month, then 5,000 naira for each subsequent month. Next slide, please. Now, tax checklist. I'll just rush through. Our time is up. Here we see that why do we need to keep tax checklist. Number one, for accurate tax computation, avoid penalties and interest, speedy tax clearance processing. You don't need to wait until you need TCC before you do tax. Most times it's not always easy, and that's why they will just slam you. Recently I've seen people calling, I need TCC, how will you help me? And they are not in tax net. It will be difficult. And because they now need them too, tax authority will now begin to slam them with penalties or with huge liability. So defend positions during FRS or state RRS tax audit. If you have a proper record, proper books, it will be easy for you to defend your position when you are objecting any liability. Evidence for tax refund or overpayment claims. Ensure that you have all your withholding intact to claim refund, or if you want to reduce your liability. Then track allowable and disallowable expenses, assess government contract. So what are the checklists you have seen in sales invoice? Let me not because of our time, this I want to believe we are releasing this material, so you can always check to see if you are in line, if you are having all these, and if you are, especially when you are now a full-fledged company, you need to have all this intact. It really help your tax compliance. Next slide. So tax reduction strategies. So number one is choice of business registration and tax planning. I used to tell business owner or anybody that wants to go into business that your tax planning starts from before you even register for with CAC. You have to know, with business name, how much am I going to be paying? What will be the tax implication? With company name, what will be the tax implication? You understand? So the choice of business registration will determine how you will enjoy tax reduction. With company now, when you don't have a turnover that is up to 25 million, that means you'll be able, that means directly you'll be able to what? You'll be able to avoid company income tax if you don't have 25 million turnover. So we know the implication of that. So you need to know what is the tax implication of either registering my business as a business name, or using or going for company. So that will help you to plan from your taxes, even from day one. Then the second one is taking advantage of withholding taxes. This cannot be overemphasized. Don't let people deduct your money withholding tax and not remit. Follow up. Ensure they remit and use it to reduce your tax payment. Then business categorization to enjoy relief and allowances. That is to say, where does your business lie? Is it a small company or small business? Is it medium? Is it large? Especially for companies, we see that under company you can enjoy benefit for 0 to 25 million turnover, no tax, no CIT. 25 to 100 million, 25%. So this would help you to enjoy some relief and allowance. So then the last one is separation of business account from personal account. This is also key. Don't merge or use your business account for your personal expenses. Separate it. Even if you then now say you want to do withdrawal from your business account, ensure you do it once and tag it, so that when the tax authority come around, or when they are helping you with your account at the end of the year, you'll be able to know what the purpose of that money, and it will be easy for you to even determine if it's allowable for tax purpose or not. But when you are using your business account for personal things, most times it used to cause issue for tax purpose, and that's why you see tax authorities slamming you more than what you're supposed to pay, because they will do it based on evidence. Taxes is also based on facts and evidence. So it is what they see, or let me say facts and law. Let me use that, because fact is also almost same thing like evidence. So it is what they see. You can't say I did not make money, and they check your account and they saw millions of naira there. They will know that you are lying. So those are things that you can do. Then I will add that you also need a tax professional. It might not be full time, but you need someone that will be advising you on tax purpose. So that is also key. That will also help your business. Next slide. I think I'm rounding up already. And that will be Q and A. So thank you.
There's a question. Let's take this one and one more.
Okay.
Can you see the question on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Thank you
please.
for the session. For a company that was incorporated early this year, when do you pay? Okay. When do you pay tax? Okay. So for a company that is incorporated this year, I would say I want to believe you have your team. For a company, ensure you validate that thing, because except you are under company that enjoy pioneer status, your tax starts immediately. Even if you have not been making anything tangible, if you are dealing with vatable items, file nil VAT. Let them know that you are doing your own duty. But if you are already getting VAT from your customers and all that, you are deducting from them, ensure you file and pay. Then for company income tax till the end of the year, it's after a year when you have completed 12 month cycle. That is when you are liable to, you do what we call audited financial statement. That is if you are not under small business. But if you are under small business, your turnover is not up to 25 million, you don't really need audited financial statement. All you need is just have an account. So with that account you can file, and you just file for nil since you are not liable to pay company income tax. So it depends on your turnover. That's why I said categorization of your business, what you are making, and all these things matters for you to be tax compliant. Okay,
Okay.
second question. Are you saying if you are not making up to 25 million, it's better to register as a limited liability company? Yes, it is. Although that does not exonerate you from paying PIT o, they will still come for PIT, state will still come, but you can always tell them it is just based on what you have personally, as in the income you earn from that business. Maybe you are paying yourself salary, or maybe so it is from the income you make from that business that you yourself you are using, like maybe you are getting salary, or you are getting maybe a kind of percentage from what you make. That is what they will assess you on. But for company income tax, if you are not making up to 25 million, you are not liable to pay any tax. It's 0%.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. Please, Ma, we still have some more questions, but I want to just quickly enter the
Okay.
next session. But this is if you want to connect with our tax experts, please can see our details on the screen right now. So you can take a screenshot of that. And if you also need the slides after the session, you can also request for it. So we have to go to the next session now. Thank you so much, Mrs. Kike. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome. It's my
Yeah.
pleasure. I appreciate it.
So we're going straight to the last session, but not the least session. Obviously, branding and marketing. I'm sure a lot of us have been looking forward to this particular session. Welcome, Mr. David. We're happy to have you.
Thank you so very much. Good evening, Pearl.
Good evening. So let me quickly read Mr. David's profile so that we can know the kind of person that is talking to us. Yeah, give me a minute. Okay. Yeah, so Mr. David is a visionary entrepreneur, digital marketer, and communication strategist, and the founder and CEO of PPM Logistics, one of Nigeria's fastest growing logistics and fulfillment companies with a footprint in Lagos and Warri. He has an undergraduate degree in computer science and currently studying his MBA at the prestigious Lagos University. You can see that we are bringing, great people here. Even our tax expert too has an MBA. Mr. David, it's good to have you. Please let's allow you get into it.
All right. Thank you so very much, guys. Also, I salute you. I salute everything you're doing for us. We're grateful. We do not take this for granted. Yeah, because I cannot do it. I need to appreciate you wholeheartedly. All right. And for everybody that is here with us tonight, trust me, I'm going to be very, very quick with you. I talk about marketing and branding. I'm not about the law, taxation, and all of that, but more. Sorry, I'm a worry guy. I have learned a lot, guys. All right. So taking you on this after incorporation, what's next? Yeah. I'm sorry I'm without my slides, but trust me, I'm going to have something for everyone before this same time next week. Okay, so let's just listen attentively while I just break down my points into, I break down everything I'm doing into four basic points. Yeah. I'm just going to be talking about branding basics, establishing an online presence, marketing strategy for startups, and building trust and credibility. Just 4 points in less than 15 minutes, and I'll be out of your faces. So please, let's sit tight and enjoy. All right. So I'm going to just do a very 1 minute recap of what Barista Pearl and Taxation Kike have told us about. Ignorance is no longer an excuse. I don't know is not an excuse. All right. So these informations that are information that if you have to pay your lawyer or if you have to consult someone, you're going to spend heavily on them. All right. So pick up whatsoever you can and run with it. All right. And God help us all. Okay. So after all of this, I've registered my business. I'm aware of the taxes to pay and this. So what's next as an individual? What's next as a company? Right? Whether you're registering as a business name or you're registering as a company name, any kind of taxes you are paying or anyone you're not paying, what's next? What are you going to do? Because the previous sessions I've talked about how you keep debiting yourself to the government. So how can you now make more that you no longer think paying the government is not an issue? Yeah, there was something I learned very early when I was in school in those days. Whenever my dad sends me my monthly allowance, I always used to complain that daddy, there's to take debit, there's to debit my account every month. They will collect this, they will collect that, and the money has to be complete to keep adding on. And he told me something that was profound that I keep noticing the debit because I don't have enough credit. I keep noticing the debit because I don't have enough credit. So the question is, how can you have enough credit? So this is marketing. I'm generalizing marketing right now for you, but I'm going with pointers very soon. Okay, so how can you get more credit? It's why you need to market like your life depends on it. Because as in Nigeria, basically, your life actually depends on your marketing. No marketing, no credit. No credit is debit, and debit is close to depression. And we stick together tonight. All right. And please, Barrister Pearl, as soon as I'm over 15 minutes or 10 minutes, just let me know. So I'll know I'll be running up and all of that. Okay. So how can you get more credit? By being as visible as much as you can. But visibility comes with a whole lot of tax. And those are the 4 pointers I said earlier on. All right. So let's start with the branding basic. Who are you? What are you? What are you known for? When you call your name, what can we specify to your brand? Who are you? Like, my name is David Oyovwaire. I want everybody to always know me as a digital marketing strategist. Like, I bring visibility into any business, product, or idea that comes around me. So, who are you? Okay, that's what branding is all about. Who are you? So we need to keep asking ourselves. Anytime I hear pair, before I will see the law, corporate, or barrister pair, she talks everything about law. Like, it's always legal. She's always legal. Like, you don't come and talk anything that is not according to the law. So she might not be and when she said she has had over 10 years of law experience, I was like, wow. So she has identified her brand as what she is. So you hear her Pearl, either Pearl Law or Barrister Pearl, legal things comes to mind. David Oyowwaire, ads, digital marketing, visibility, and all of that, sales, marketing. Who are you? After incorporation, CSE doesn't care who you are. Nigerian law doesn't care who you are. Nigerian law cares about what they can get. But what you can get for your own self, like what concerns you, is who are you? Because it depends on who you are. It's why I will give you what I have. I come again. It depends on who you are. It's why I will give you what I have. So these are the branding basic. Who are you? Identify yourself with something. I was introduced as the CEO of PPM Logistics, but I'm not a logistics. I am David Oyowwaire and I'm a sales and marketing expert. So who are you? So don't limit yourself to the business you will open in life or the things you're going to get involved with. You have to properly identify and define who you are. That is the first basic of branding. Okay, like I said, I'm not going to be taking so much of your time. I'm going to be breaking a whole lot with so much simplicity. I'm not so much of a come and talk and talk. No, because trust me, I'll say this with all humility. A lot of words are out there on social media. You see and you read them every day. Okay, so I'm going to be summarizing what you might have had a lot of times, but I'll be giving you the reasons why you should pick it and start running with it, because that's the difference. All right. So After identifying who are you, establish an online presence. And now, when I'm talking about online presence, I'm not coming on here to tell you that okay, WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. No, don't be a confused brand. It's not yet time. Establish an online presence. Choose or select a social media that best fits you to start your journey. Because I believe I'm talking to small business owners today, which consists of over 75 businesses of in Nigeria at the moment. Okay, pick a social media platform because you need to establish an online presence after discovering or what's the word now? After discovering or identifying or committing to who you are as a brand, pick an online presence. Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it TikTok? Is it Snapchat? Don't be everywhere at the same time because reality and sincerely, you can't afford being everywhere at the same time as a small business right now. You can't. There's no one small business that can afford that. So pick a social media and use it or utilize it to in the best of ways you can. Okay, pick a social media, be consistent with it, be creative with it, and that is the start of the you that is going to attract enough of opportunities because you are now going to be very visible. Okay, so I'm going to be sharing. I think I don't know how far I can go. Okay, so marketing strategy for startups, lead generation for businesses, using storytelling and whatsoever you have after identifying the social media. Okay, so different social media with different strategies. Okay, if you are picking TikTok, you know you're going to be in front of the camera most times, making videos like Barista Pay has been doing lately that we've all been admiring because you're going to be creating more video content. That's if you are for TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram. If you are for Facebook, you know you're going to be writing a lot and you're going to be adding amazing visuals to it, either as graphics design or video or whatsoever. Okay, I'm saying this now casually, and you are thinking, are this marketing strategy? Yes, these are essential marketing strategies. But there's a tip of the iceberg, which is consistency. Whenever I talk about marketing, I talk about consistency. I have been here for over 5 years, and everybody that knows me know that every day of my life, I will remind you of who I am and what I do. I don't care how much you criticize me. I don't care whether you are reading or not, but every day, my name is David Oyovwaire. Every day, my name is David Oyovwaire, and I'm a digital marketer. Every single day, and I'll be consistent with this for over 5 years because the message is consistency. Okay, it is upon consistency you get clarity. You don't get clarity from the get-go because growth is not instantaneous. Growth is a gradual process. Okay, so it's upon consistency you get clarity for whatsoever you are building. It's upon consistency you get to know the additions and subtractions you will add to who you are as a brand. So after incorporation, after taxation, how do you get money? By consistently putting your face or your product or whatsoever you are selling out there for the world to see. Okay, so consistency in whatsoever you are doing, in whatsoever you are selling, whatsoever you are involved with, is the biggest marketing strategy you can utilize as a person. And you don't need to do this perfectly. You just need to do it consistently, and it will come onto you. It will become clearer as time goes on. All right. It is upon consistency you build competence because when you keep doing something over and over and over again, it becomes clearer. Confidence comes in, and upon confidence, competence is being rested upon. Okay. And it is upon competence you build trust and credibility. It's upon competence you start sharing reviews, you start using testimonials, partnership, you start being a thought leader in whatsoever niche you are. It is based on consistency. I can speak without slides to you. I can share my thoughts. Barista Peck can invite me on a platform to speak to you. It was not all in 2019 I got clarity. No, I have been frequent. I have been doing this. I have been talking it. I have made several mistakes. But the good news is I have never repeated a mistake twice. So if you are not consistent, How do you discover mistakes? How do you troubleshoot those mistakes? How do you prefer solution to this mistake? Consistency is a word or it's a marketing strategy that is not so talked about. But trust me, I tell you, with all humility and everything I have achieved across the 3 companies that I run, I also have a 9 to 5. It is consistency that have set me on the path that I am. Okay, so I started with branding basics. Who are you? What can you say about yourself? Who do you want to be? Because it is out of you that diversification is going to come. It is out of David Oyovwaire as a person that I have a digital marketing company, that I have a traveling agency, and I have a logistics company. Out of me, because I have identified myself as a brand called David Oyovwaire. I have been able to utilize WhatsApp over the past 5 years that I have been so consistent and clarity has come. I'm available on Instagram, Facebook, yeah, yes, but I identified that WhatsApp is where it all happens for me. Okay, marketing strategy, apart from being consistent, another way I do my, I think that will be the last part. I'm going to share a key point that has helped me over the years with little or no consistency on the other social media, but just more of WhatsApp. I have been able to meet clients, become more visible, and make money. But that's for who's going to stay to the end. So you better wait to the end because I'm going to share that very soon. But Mr. Fair, please, how many minutes do I have left on WhatsApp? Can you test that to me on WhatsApp if you can hear me? Thank you. Building trust and credibility comes with competence. It doesn't just come one day. Okay. So after incorporation, what next? It is marketing. How to be visible from what you understand about whatsoever you are selling. Okay, there are personal brands, there are business brands, yes, but tonight I'm going to be exploring from a personal brand perspective into diversification into business brands, using amazing examples like Itunu Elumelu brand. TOE is a brand. Under his brand, there is the UBA, there's the Tony Elumelu Foundation, and there is the Else Holding, which are business brands. But from one person comes out all of this. I don't feel like I'm in church. I would have said, out of the belly shall flow rivers of waters, right? So marketing is being visible. Marketing is being consistent with content that leads to your competence. Marketing is being consistent in content that leads to be competent. Consistency is doing it every day, irrespective of how you feel, projecting that same message. Content is the message. Content is what are you saying to these people? Who are you? My name is David Oyovwaire, and I'm the best digital marketing strategist in the whole of Nigeria. Okay, that is my content. So I have to wake up every day and show it in different ways. Barrister Pearl is a lawyer. She has to come up every day and show her marketing in different ways. Some years ago, she was writing. Some months ago, she has been making videos. Currently, she's organizing webinars, dwelling on the same fact that she is a lawyer. The message remains the same. Consistency in types keeps varying from time to time, but the message does not change. Trying to be visible is a lot of work that has to be with consistency with your content that will lead to competence. From the way she has spoken and the way she has brought in powers from the translation, like I learned a lot from that translation session, you will tell that it is her competence that's able to make her attract the kind of individual she has attracted to lecture you tonight for free. And trust me, I always say this in all humility, it is not easy to get in. Personally, it is not easy to get me here to come and teach, open my mouth and start sharing all of this with you for free, because I always believe that Nigerians have heard this so too much and they start underrating this kind of messages. Okay, so I don't have so much to tell you because I work so much with time. But Isabel, you've not told me how many minutes I have left, because there's something I want to drop at the end. Okay, there's a strategy of mine I want to drop as the marketing gene. So understand who you are as the branding, be consistent in your content. Consistency is doing it every day. The content is the message your brand or the business is trying to project, what you do, how you do it. That will now lead to the competence whereby you can start sharing testimonials of the fulfillment, of the result, of the desires that have been satisfied by the message that you keep passing across from one person to 2 persons to 10 people to 100 people. Like as it's currently trendy, give me one or two, or give me one order or 1,000 order, and we are active. So It is in your messaging. If we don't see you, we cannot patronize you. If you don't talk to us, we cannot feel or know who you are. If you're not consistent, we might feel you are not serious. And if you're not serious, there's no way you're going to gather or compound competence in order for us to trust you with the big gig. Yeah, are we still together tonight? So, still trying to check how many minutes I have left. Okay, so I'm right on time. So I will share one last thing that helps me in being in attracting opportunities as a part of being visible is that I invest so much in ads. I invest so much in ads. I really don't know if I can share my phone. I don't know. You won't see it though, but I run ads every day. So I'm always consistent in my message. I think this year alone, I don't know if you can see it. I will do my best. I think that's about 4 million naira on ad spent. Okay, I said I was going to share this. So I'm always on ads. I am always on ads. I am always on ads. Why? It's because it's my way to reach more people. I invest in showcasing my message to as many people as I can, because the more people that sees me is the more opportunity I get at making sales for my business to the right visibility. Okay, so without further ado tonight, guys, thank you so much for having me, Barrister Pearl. I am extremely very grateful, and this is just marketing in less than 20 minutes after incorporation. I'm done. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. David. You said a lot about consistency. I mean, that's the lifeblood of marketing that anybody that is starting out, especially after incorporation, needs to take note of. It's not enough for you to get incorporated. Yeah. Can you hear me? Please let me know if
Yes,
you
I
can hear me in the comment.
can hear you loud and clear. Please go on.
Thank you. I've just been having some issues with my network here. So, like I was saying, you said a lot about marketing. I'm sure that we've learned a lot. We have a question actually in the comment section, and I'm just going to show that on the screen. It says, in choosing our brand, are you suggesting that we narrow down our niche? Yeah.
Okay. So, first and foremost, I made a point of there's a difference between a personal brand and a business brand. For your personal brand, yes, you have to narrow your niche. You have to be known for something. Then you can diversify. You have to be known for something. Okay, then you can diversify. I will give a good example. I'm a digital marketing strategist. My job mainly is to run ads and visibility. But upon different requests and satisfaction of clients at a time, there was need for me to open a digital marketing agency whereby we have to create websites, we have to do graphical design, we have to create sales funnels and all of that. But that cannot be a personal brand. I'll be confused. I cannot render all of that as an individual. Okay. But as a personal brand, I was a digital marketing strategist. I can suggest to you that, oh, this flyer is not nice. This website needs an SEO, or this website needs a revamping, or you need the right graphical design, because I am a digital marketing expert. But I could not do that. So I had to register an entire company on its own as David Oyovwaire Solutions that was rendering all of this. So in choosing our brand, a personal brand, you have to narrow down your niche. But as a business brand, you can diversify as much as you can according to the nature of your business during your CSC registration. I hope this helps. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, David. So, if you have more questions for Mr. David, our branding and marketing specialist, please just drop them in the comment section. Or if you have questions generally, even if it's not from what has been talked about, you can also bring those questions in. We're going to bring our tax expert back to the stage because there are some questions from that last session so that you can answer them. Yeah. Okay. I think this is the question. Yes. Mrs. Kike, please, that question is for you. Can I read it out?
Okay. Please, my if an entity was incorporated on 1st July 2025. Okay, you can't hear me?
I can hear you. I can. I
Hello.
can.
So what will be the dates in each year to which accounts will be made up to or accounting date? The above question was asked during tax framework registration. Okay, okay. So if you are incorporated on 1st of July, you know there is difference between incorporation date and commencement date. Yes, based on tax environment, they expect that after incorporation you commence immediately. But if you have not commenced, it's good that you also let them know you have not commenced. But once you commence, it's your commencement day that is key. So once you have commenced operation, it is that date that you begin to count, so that after 12, let's say 1st of July is your incorporation date and you start running immediately, then 30th of June your annual returns will be due. Then you have to file your annual returns. That means you should have an audited financial statement, then compute your tax and pay. So that is what is expected to be done. But before you even go to that, you need to go and validate your thing first on tax pro max. That's also key. I think I've answered that question.
Okay. Thank you. Let me bring up the next question. This one says, "Thank you for the session. To register a company with CAC, what do I need to register and who should I contact for the registration without stress?" You can reach out to us after this session. We are accredited CAC agents who can help you with that. Yeah. So this is another question. So as a small company under 1 million shares, how are we to pay our taxes and how much are we to pay monthly?
Okay, number of shares also matter to determine a small company. So 1 million shares is also a small company. But another thing you look at is how much am I making? So if you are not making up to 25 million, yes, you are not going to be paying company income tax. So, but you need to file. So that means you need to file annual returns at the end of the year. Then if you are dealing with vertible items, either goods or services, you need to file VAT. That you will have to file your VAT. The new Nigerian law that is coming up by January, you will not need to file VAT again if you are a small company. But for now, you will still be filing for VAT until then. So for your VAT, once you deduct VAT from your customers, you will file every month before 21st of the following month and pay for those customers. So how much you are going to pay depend on how much you make. But if it is company income tax and you are a small company, you are not going to pay anything, but you will file. Presently, based on the law we are operating now, you will file. So you file your financial statement to show that this is what I have made, to show that I have not made up to 25 million naira, but you are not going to pay any tax.
Okay. Thank you. The next question says, "Are we supposed to file for a company that was incorporated early this year? If yes, how do we go about it?"
Okay, okay, filing. Oh, I don't know. Is this annual filing in terms of CAC? We also file with CAC too. But if it is for tax purpose,
Yes.
you were incorporated this year and you have started business. If you have commenced business, so you have to file by next year. You count 12 months for you to file. But if you are dealing with vertible items, I'll continue to hammer that. Or if you withhold tax from your what do you call it, customer or client, if you withhold any tax from their payment, then you need to remit too. So let's say you have any engagement with maybe a vendor that comes to supply you, you pay that person, you now deduct a certain 5% or 10% for withholding, you have to remit that too. So but for your company income tax, you will be doing that after 12 months. That is when you are supposed to file and pay for company income tax, and that is if you are not a small company.
Okay. Thank
I
you.
hope that answers that.
All right. Says this one says, "So as an entrepreneur, that wants to own so many businesses, is it possible to be promoting? I think this is for Mr. David. Is it possible to be promoting your personal brand and at the same time your company or business brand?
Yes, why not? Don't you want all of them to make money at the same time? Well, as usual, I always advise that it's better and easier after if you are building other businesses from a strong personal brand. You just can't wake up one day and start. You want to be a jack of all trades. No, it's not going to work, please. You have to get it clear first on the first one before you can diversify. Tony Elumelu is a very strong brand, but you don't know more than three of his companies. He has more than that. Trust me, he has founded about five reputable multinationals in Nigeria, but he promotes just three at all times. Personally, I promote just three of my businesses at all times, but I have other businesses I am also involved in. Okay. But building a personal brand, the more I think the stronger your personal brand, the easier to promote the other businesses so that no one suffers. And again, another thing again is they should all be linked together. All right, this is a full master class on its own. All the businesses I have, trust me, they are interrelated. There was a need for me to open them, so it was easier to attract clients, and not just me and not just me opening businesses that we're going to end up getting frustrated or me going to be like, ah, God, how do I get clients? No. Okay. So your personal brand is very strong. Promote your other business at the same time. You go on my Instagram, you go on my Facebook, you come on my WhatsApp. My personal brands first, then my other businesses follows. And I hope this helps. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. David. Let me see. Please, how do you file? Place steps in to take in filing. If you are talking about taxes, um, Mrs. Kike, please, how do they go about the filing? I'm sure that was also mentioned in the teaching, but like maybe to make it more clear to this business
Okay,
owner.
things are uh, okay. Things are getting better because most tax agency are now automated. I know FRS, that's why we have tax pro max. You can go to tax pro max once your thing is validated, you can file them. And for state too, NIRS, you can file on their platform once you are registered, you can file, you can even pay. In fact, I did for a client today. You can file, you can pay your comfort zone, wherever you are, you can do that. And for most states too, most of them are automated. Most of their platform are online and people can do whatever you can do your self-service there. So, and they have made it very easy. Even there you can do your tax calculation. So when you once you get there, they will tell you step by step how you can file. So but you need to have ensure that you get your documents ready, and that starts with keeping proper records, having good documentation for all your transactions. That will really help when you are filing, regardless of what you are filing for: VAT, withholding, um company income tax, payee, PIT, whatsoever you are filing for. The first thing is ensuring you have proper documentation. Once you have good records and you have what it takes to file, is very easy. You can do that easily on their platform. They will even give you steps there for you to follow. So I might not be able to say direct step for any of them because they have their peculiarities. So that is it.
Okay, ma, from this question you just answered, I have this question. You mentioned while teaching that sometimes even if you don't have taxes to pay, that's you not having no tax to pay is also a form of remittance. So, like how maybe a business that has run for maybe a year and they've not made any sales, nothing, and they just want to like comply by just going to file even if they don't have any taxes to file. How did they go about that too?
Okay, if you don't have anything to file, if it is company, just go to tax pro max. You can do nil filing there. Nil, zero filing. So, but what you do there is you put your what have I made. Oh, maybe throughout the year I made 100,000 naira. I made 2 million. I made 5 million. Put it there. What are your expenses? Put it there. So automatically it will generate for you even if you are liable or not. So if you are not liable, you put it there nil. So the main thing is they want to see that you are complying. So and it is through that process too that they will also monitor that, oh, Are you still a small business? Have you grown? So it's key that even if you are not making up to a certain amount that requires you to pay taxes, you need to file.
Okay. All right, ma. So this question here by Mr. Goodluck, I think is referring to the distinguishing for the purposes of filing taxes. And Mr. Goodluck, I don't know. Ma, is the question clear to you? Because I don't know. It's not very clear to me. Are you talking
Okay,
about?
distinguish the commencement date in CAC portal and the actual commencement of business operation physically. Well, commencement date in CAC portal, I want to believe that it's supposed to be the same as actual commencement date. I think they are trying to know if you have, sometimes you have even started the business and you have not registered yet. So they want to know if you have been doing the business before you come to register, or it is after you, or as it is at the time you want to register that you want to start the business. And I think that would also help you to even determine when you are supposed to start complying with taxes too. I said your commencement date too is key, because you have a lot of people that they actually registered a company and they are not operating. They just have the name. They are not operating. So, and so once you are not operating, automatically you can't pay anything. So commencement date is key, but it has to do with the actual date of when transaction starts on your business. Transaction, what I mean by that is, oh, I started purchasing fixed assets for my business. I bought a car for my business. I get this building. So, gradually you have commenced business. Then when you now begin to make get customers, clients, just as our sales expert just gave us it now. So you started making money. So those then you can say you have commenced business. Not that you just register a company name and you are not doing anything. Obviously you have not started yet. So that is it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Ma. All right, we don't have any more questions, and we'll have to bring the session to an end. But yes, you can still reach out to us. If you have further questions from this particular section, you can reach out to us via any of our social media, any of the social media you came across our ads for this session. You can reach out to us, and we'll get your questions to the appropriate experts who will also answer and will relay the answer back to you. So yes, we have come to the end, and I want to say a very big thank you to everyone, especially those that stayed from the beginning to the end. I'm sure that you've gotten a lot of value for your legal, for your taxes, for your branding and marketing, and I'm sure you got value for your time here. Like we've been saying, we have some resources, some free resources for everyone that's actually participated in this webinar. But for you to have access to that resource, you have to be on the WhatsApp group, because that is where it's actually going to be shared. And you are going to get it today. And you're also going. There are also some other. There are also some other packages that we actually have for you. So please, just make sure that you are on that WhatsApp group. If you don't have the link, you can check your mail that you registered with, and you are going to see the link to the WhatsApp group and other things. So thank you so much, Esther. Thank you. Please, let's appreciate our guests. Let's appreciate Mrs. Kike. Let's appreciate her. Thank you so much, Ma. Wow. You can see that she's really an expert when it comes to tax. And please, if you know that you have, other inquiries later on, or your accounts and your records, right? You can reach out to her. If you need her details, you're going to get them when you just need to request for them. And you're also going to get her slides for this session. Mr. David has also promised us his slides. They will get to everybody next week on your registered mail as well. And if you also need the slides of the legal session, you can also request for that, and you're going to get it. Thank you so much, Mr. David. Please, let's appreciate Mr. David. Thank you so much for your time. Marketing is a lot, and you just had to summarize your 5 years and more of experience into those short minutes, and we are really, really thankful for that. So I'm sure there are international business owners out here that are ready to go and start doing stuff with their businesses. Don't just keep your registration certificates inside. Don't frame it and put it on your wall. No, there are a lot of things you need to use it to do. Yeah, some people just frame it and keep it there. I'm ready to no. After registration, what next? I'm sure you've gotten a lot of value. Now I have a special package. Is actually a resource. You're going to get a free resource from me if only you can come on this comment section and tell me the value you got from this section, whichever of the sections, the legal, the taxes, the marketing. Just tell me something that the value you got. Drop it in this comment section, screenshot it and send it to me on the WhatsApp group, and you're going to get something. You're going to get something on or before on Tuesday. Thank you so much once again to our speakers. I really don't take your being here for granted. God bless you so much. Yes, thank you. Wow, there are a lot of
You're
thanks in the comment
welcome. Thank
section.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you, Ma. I'm grateful. I learned a lot about taxation today. Thank you so very much.
Same here. Oh, I learned a lot about marketing. Oh. We are going to be consistent. We are going to be consistent.
We're going to show up. We're going to keep
Thank
showing up
you.
every day. Yes.
Yes, showing up
Yeah.
every day.
All right, guys, we've come to the end of the live
Bye.
stream. Watch out for other of our
Enjoy your
live
night.
sessions. All right, Ma. Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.